There's always going to be a dumb way to die in your game of choice. It's just a matter of finding it, either through sheer incompetence or determination. Some deaths could just be unintentional mistakes after all, while others could be of your own volition, but still dumb all the same. Let's take a look at 15 of the dumbest ways we all died in video games. Explosive barrels. It's probably happened a few times in Borderlands 1, 2, or 3 because really, who can keep up with all of the annoying colored barrels, projectiles, screaming psychopaths, mechs, pets, racks, etc.? You'll find yourself irradiated, electrocuted, or just plain burning from a stray bullet grazing the odd barrel. On the bright side, there's nothing quite like triggering a bunch of explosive barrels near an enemy and watching the fireworks. Failing to save a downed teammate. Remember the good old days of watching your teammates feed mercilessly and attempting to save them? Neither do we. Whether it's Rainbow Six Siege, Destiny 1 or 2, The Division, or even Overwatch when playing as Mercy, it's simply humiliating to die when trying to save a fallen teammate. So just do what we do. Point, laugh, and accept the sweet embrace of defeat. Rockets at close range. Whether it's in Quake or Unreal Tournament, rockets can be a killer. Sometimes you're cornered and can't switch to another weapon fast enough. Other times, there's no other option available and you just go for it. And then there are times when you forget the Templar detains you in the Vault of Glass raid and fire a rocket into it, dying at the DPS phase. It happens. Rolling off cliffs. Keep rolling, unless it's right off a cliff. It's more common than you might think, especially in titles like Dark Souls or Nioh, where all of your attention is focused on the enemy instead of the environment. How frustrating is it when a no-death run in Dark Souls ends because you accidentally rolled off and died? Truly another dimension of regret and suffering. Being thrown off cliffs or buildings. For Honor has its badass moments, whether it's the executions or taking on an entire squad by yourself to clutch the round. It also has its frustrations, like being grabbed and tossed off of a building or cliff by your opponent. What's that? You were winning? Well, how about taking a trip to the bottomless abyss instead? Ringouts. Perhaps the biggest offender of death by environment in a fighting game is Soul Calibur's ringouts. It's even worse here because unlike For Honor, arenas are smaller and offer more opportunities to easily knock an opponent out. It also doesn't help that many fighters like Siegfried, Nightmare, and Sophitia don't even have to grab you. It's just a simple matter of taking a heavy hit or being juggled right off the stage. Dodging instead of jumping. Whether you're fighting the 7 Ashina Spears of Ishin, it can be tough remembering those times you need to jump. Not block or dodge, but jump. A couple of hours and you swear you've got every unblockable attack down to memory, until you dodge instead of jump over a sweeping attack. You swore it wouldn't happen again, and yet here you are. Shot by idiot teammates. Shooting teammates is the domain of trolls, but getting shot by a teammate is just a dumb way to die. Yes, it was probably an accident, and they probably didn't mean it, but going down not in a blaze of glory, but because of someone's incompetence, well, it's controller smashing levels of infuriating, if nothing else, which is why people still do it all of these years later. Timers and wipe mechanics. Completing tasks on a timer is meant to be challenging, we get that, and if the result was simple failure, it probably wouldn't be that bad, but when you die instead, it becomes a whole other level of stupid. The same logic could apply to wipe mechanics in MMOs or shooters like Destiny. When you fail to hit that threshold of damage on Oryx during King's Fall and the whole group wipes, it can feel especially demoralizing. That too after hours of trying to complete the raid. Fire inspection. We've all been there, wondering if stepping on a raging fire will cause burn damage. And while most of us have backed off, accepting what little damage is done, some of us just stay there, becoming one with the flame and then dying. Sure, it's dumb, but in a way it's almost liberating. Just don't do it in that one raid in World of Warcraft. You know the one. Being slowly poisoned. Being poisoned by a foe, say the blood-starved beast from Bloodborne, and dying is also quite the way to go. Maybe you should have found some antidotes and not stubbornly tried fighting the beast without them. Maybe you should equip some poison resistance armor. No, it must be the poison that's dumb and not you. Death by CUCCOS. For some reason, you feel it's your moral imperative to hack a CUCCO to death. Fair game, but the CUCCO won't die, so you keep hacking and slashing, only for an entire swarm of CUCCOs to maul you from limb to limb. In a world where the forces of darkness reign supreme and enemies like Ganon threaten to overwhelm Hyrule, you died to a bunch of chickens. It's both hilarious and terrifying if you really think about it. Killing chickens in Skyrim. Despite playing The Legend of Zelda and learning that slicing CUCCOS is a bad idea, you walk into Skyrim and kill the first chicken that you see. Now the whole town is after you, threatening bloody murder. Why? Well, why not? You could take them all out, or you could die, all because you had to kill that one chicken for no reason. Overcooking grenades. There's some strategy to cooking a grenade, especially when playing multiplayer. If you throw a grenade as is, the enemy will have enough time to move away. Cooking it makes for a shorter fuse, giving your opponent less time to escape, unless you overthink it and the grenade just blows up in your face. Next time, use a claymore, like everyone else. Nitro crates. The nitro crates in Crash Bandicoot are no laughing matter. They'll explode if you get too close, and some of them even do little hops. In Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, those hops seem especially annoying as you try to jump over and die again and again. Then again, what did you expect when trying to get past something clearly marked as Nitro? And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from Gaming Bolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.